Hi there, longtime listener here. I just was curious to get your opinion on HELOCs in the first position for primary residences. I know there's a lot of talk about using HELOCs for investment properties or, HELOCs in the second position behind a traditional mortgage. But I myself would be a first-time home buyer, and I'm trying to figure out what my best vehicle is, whether that be a traditional mortgage or a HELOC. I know there's a lot of advantages to a HELOC, but I've never really heard a lot of talk about using it for primary residences in the first position, meaning that it's my only loan type. In addition to that, I am primarily looking in the Manhattan market. So the building type condos, co-ops will be what I would be looking for. So I know that adds some, additional complexity, but would love to hear your opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Again, I don't think we've had a HELOC in the first position question. So a HELOC in the first position, let's talk about this and what a HELOC in a first position is. A first lien HELOC, as what Marion was asking here, a first lien HELOC is basically just a home equity line of credit in the first lien holder position on the property. Now, if you get a home equity line of credit, you could use that money, right? You get from the HELOC to pay off your primary mortgage, which is something I write about and teach you in our book, our book is called How to Pay Off Your Mortgage in 5 Years, using a strategy the bank doesn't want you to know about, which is exactly this strategy, right? Using a home equity line of credit to pay off your primary mortgage. You no longer have a first mortgage, okay? But you can't get a first lien HELOC on a property, to my mind. I mean, I've never heard of this happening, and I don't know how this would. I don't know what bank would agree to this because it really doesn't make any sense. You're going to have a primary mortgage first, okay? And then once that primary mortgage is paid off, then that HELOC that you get on the property, let's say you own the property 100%, Marion, okay? Let's say you own it 100% and there's no, you don't have any mortgages on the property. That's how you would be able to get a first lien HELOC, meaning now you will get a home equity line of credit on this 100% equity that you have in this property. Now there's no other loans on the property, okay? Normally a HELOC is in second position, but a first lien HELOC means now this is in first position. So a first lien HELOC means this is in first position and no other bank is involved. But again, you have to own that property. You have to have the equity in the property in the first place in order to get a HELOC. Again, it's a loan based on the equity value of the property. So, I mean, unless I'm missing something, I've never ever heard of a bank giving out a HELOC as an option rather than a traditional mortgage on a property. It's just not going to happen. So I would just put that out of your mind totally as an option for acquiring properties in Manhattan. Again, tell me I'm wrong, send me an email or follow up, but I have never once heard of this as an option. So you're going to have to find a traditional mortgage, which of course, traditional mortgages are always, to me, the way to go. I mean, I've always want to take a traditional mortgage if I can, because the interest rates are going to be so stinking low. I'm going to get 15 or 30 year mortgage. I can buy up to 10 of them in this vehicle before I have to think about other things like non-recourse financing or other methods. So yeah, Marion, I think your best route is going to be traditional financing. We have another phone caller here we're going to talk a little bit about some of the different financing options on properties. So maybe from this next call, you will find some additional clarity here. Well, if you have a question, feel free to leave it on our voicemail line. Just go to morrisinvest.com and there's a big microphone on the right side of the screen right there. Just click that and leave us a 30-second voicemail question. And my goal is to try to be able to answer them. I hope I give you a solid answer here, or at least point you in the right direction. Give you some guidance in that regard. So thank you guys so much for your great questions. Now go out there, take action, become a real estate investor. I believe it's the #1 way to build wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.